Right, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala safil anbiya wal mursalin. Good afternoon, everybody. And today we are going to have a special session for the students attending the course for trends in English language teaching. So here we are talking about the issues, current issues, and if there's something news or some innovations about that about English language teachings. Okay, today's session we are going to have the student webinar, which will be held today on Wednesday, and hopefully the webinar run very smoothly. And today we have 10 students presenting the ideas about what's going to do in order to manage better English language teaching and learning, which will then lead the students' English proficiency. Okay, the session will be led by the moderator, and we have two moderators already in the room, Dini Safina and Fani Wayutullah. And we expect some more moderators and also some more students to join the session. We hope the sessions run very smoothly and effectively till the end for the 10 presenters. Okay, I think it's a time for us to open the session and to start the session. And I will let Dini and Wahyu to moderate this session.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, everyone, please pay attention and let's start our webinar today. Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for coming to our webinar today. First, Honorable our lecturer, Mr. Azanil Primasakti, MPD, PhD, and Honorable all participants of this webinar. Okay, everyone, I'm Dini Safina, the moderator of today's webinar. I'm very pleased to see you here and welcome all of you to this webinar. Today's webinar is about trends in English language teaching. And the first presenter is Diska Latifah. Diska Latifah, please present your paper. Time is yours.
Okay, thank you, moderator. I will present my topic today is the improving the student writing skill by using word search game in ELP. Innovation of teaching methods in writing and vocabulary are important in this era. Teachers must be creative and innovative in their task of teaching their students. They have to think hard to find methods and media that suit the maturity of students. The method must be able to guarantee the success of the teaching and learning process. Games should be considered as the essence of foreign language teaching. Okay. There is no my PPT. Dini?
Okay, Diska, go.
Vocabulary is one of the English components that need to be mastered of acquiring writing. Writing needs various vocabularies to build different sentences. Vocabulary is important in English language learning to support writing. Regarding the importance of vocabulary, writing is to test the effect of vocabulary mastery towards writing ability in English. Vocabulary had positive significant effect toward writing skill. One can only write using word one knows. A broad vocabulary which includes a high volume of complex words provides greater scope to express ideas than more limited vocabulary, therefore also impacts achievement in writing. The most important thing to be globalization emerged is various aspects of people's lives. The process of globalization in education with a particular focus on English language teaching. Considered is the way of teaching the words that the student will find it interesting. To achieve this purpose, the teacher must take advantage of the use of language games. Games can eradicate the student boredom. Through language game, students are unaware that they are studying at language. A language game can arouse the student participation to take part in a game. It can also enhance the student interest to study an English lesson. They work together in competition to win the game. Therefore, they study progress together with their friend in the game. They discuss seriously and answer to the given task by given their teacher. And the last conclusion, the teacher has an important role in the teacher writing and vocabulary. The most important thing is how to teach the words that is interesting for the student. To achieve this goal, teacher must use language games. Writing is also one of the 4 key language skills that are considered very important to learn. It is the last skill taught in the language learning sequence. Brown, 2007, defines writing as a complex activity involving many skills in teaching vocabulary, because the game in question is not only easy to play, but also economical terms in spending money. The methods must be able to ensure the success of teaching and learning. Games should be considered the core of foreign language learning. In this new era, people should think about to write and learn vocabulary based on something modern like ELT game. People cannot write a single letter of the alphabet without conscious effort of mind and hand without going beyond one letter. Must show how the words are performed. Globalization manifests itself in various aspects of human life. The globalization process of education with a special focus on English language teaching. Maybe that's all for me. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, Diska, thank you for your presentation. And for the next is Sarkia Lorenza. Okay, for Sarkia, time is yours.
Thank you, moderator. My presentation today about writing is beautiful art with game. The research about the effect of using language inference in ELT writing class. It is intended to find out 2 problems of writing. The first problem is the types of error made by the students' writing skills. This research used a qualitative method by implementing interviews. The same consists of 9 students from Atirabon. The results show that the students' perception of the types of student errors in writing consists of 5 perceptions. Writing is an activity that many people don't like because it tends to be bored. By combining with games, writing will be more fun to do. writing games idea to improve literacy skill in this classroom. It can be concluded that the curriculum is designed in a very good way, since the government gives authority to the school to develop the curriculum based on the local context, even though they should follow the three main components: standard competence, basic competence, and indicator. A college of mine recently shared the 10 great writing game ideas to improve literacy skills in the classroom. They are simple to play and can be applied to nearly all year levels. There are some of the best writing games that require minimal or no sit-up time and are an excellent option for substitute teachers looking to quickly break the ice with standards of English teachers that speaking fresh ideas to brighten up their lesson. Start with a short sentence of group of words. Pass it around to about 6 people with the rule that each person must add a word or a group of words or change one word to another word or a group of words to make the sentence more specific and more enjoyable. And the learning process can strategies that experts use be taught to beginning writers. The question is not easy to want to answer because an expert will have both experience and procedure knowledge to draw upon as well as compassing strategies. However, the research of Flower, Hayes, and Nancy Summers, who has studied the revision strategies of expert and not novice writers, first suggests that the techniques that experienced writers use can be modified for the classroom. In fact, a number of strategies have been adapted for both beginning and advanced writers based on the following assumption. Effective, effective writing is a goal-directed, hierarchically organized, requiring process which require an awareness of the relationship between subject, purpose, and audience. A writer has literally dozens of contents to jungle simulation among the lexical and synthetic decision, tone, diction, organization, not to mention the larger rhetorical problems. Problem in English writing. From the experience, talk is taught to generalists in this false ELT world, even though we are teaching English as a second language. This is the first time students have learned about the style and structure of a writing assignment. Give your student a standard to aim for and make sure they're aiming high. If you have time, analysis as example text analysis the loveliness out of the text style and structure. What makes it great? If your student already have a good idea about the type of text they're being asked to produce, still take the time to analyze the question. For example, if it's an essay question, are cats better than dogs? How many possible answers are there to this question? What structure might you have to use? What would not constitute a good answer to the question? If there's marked public, make sure the student know what in it. Learning strategies. Part 1. Mind map. This is where all ideas come in, all of them, and that to a student to be as creative possible. So if your question is students to think of many ways as possible in which cats are better and in which dogs are better. Writing on something that's not paper and writing with something that's not a pen or pencil can help students be really creative. Ask young students to make the shapes of letters with their hands or their bodies. Depending on the number of students you have, they could use stamps, stones, cork, mini whiteboards or paint. Print out little letters for students to rearrange and use to practice the spelling of new words. It is a great way to get them feeling confident with the letters before they write. Check it out below. Give students the start of the story, newspaper report or other text. See if they can continue it. You can give them as many clues as you like and compare it to the original after they finish. You can use any genre of the text you like, even the text message conversation. Give the student right prompt and ask them to start writing. Then after a few minutes, tell them to pass the paper to the student on their left. The next student has to continue the story. This works really well with intermediate level students and above, but do make sure that they continue the idea of the student before. You don't want a story that starts was once upon a time there was a very lonely dinosaurs and then continues who died and then there was a unicorn instead. Young students sometimes find it difficult to making the transition from speaking to writing. Speaking is so immediate, so detailed, so easy. When writing becomes part of child words, there are conventions that suddenly come into play. Punctuations, spelling, grammar, it can be a struggle to explain things without hand gestures or intonation. They must find a way for their voice to come across on a piece of paper or a computer screen. The easiest part of teaching writing to young children is by continually reading to them. Have discussion about what you are reading together. Let them try to figure out what it is the author does to make his or her story completing. And the conclusion, game-based learning provides an exciting and interactive approach to writing education. It adds an element of fun and challenge to the process, making it more enjoyable for students while effectively enhancing their writing skills. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you for Zakia. And the next is Restia Ningsi. Is Restia is here? Okay,
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, Restia, please present your paper. Time is yours.
Thank you, moderator. My PPT not shown yet.
Have you sent it to Wahyu?
Yes, I've sent it.
Okay, wait for a moment.
Okay, my topic is the implementation of augmented reality in speaking class. Please, the next slide. First table of content from my topic is, the first content is the Industrial Revolution 4.0. In this era 4.0, English is becoming increasingly important as a global communication tool, enabling humans to work together effectively and access a wider range of researches and information. The presence of the 4.0 Industrial Revolution made a major contribution to Indonesian education. One of them is the existence of technology-based learning. Technology-based learning innovation that make it easier for students to learn without knowing space, time, and place. In the future, communication skills are one of the keys to success in life and survive in the industrial revolution era 4.0 and disruption era. Public speaking as a simple excerpt from the breadth of the study of communication science has become something viral to discuss. And then for point number 2 is speaking. Speaking English is a skill that must be mastered by students when they learn English. Because speaking is a productive skill, it cannot be denied that active speaking in class play an important role in success of language learning. For my point number 3 is pronunciation. The relationship between speaking and pronunciation, we know that speaking is contained with pronunciation since pronunciation is part of speaking. It is also physical. To pronounce a new language, we need to retain the muscle we use to speak. And pronunciation involves listening to how the language sounds. We can practice by focus on connected speech while playing fragments from speech recordings. And then for my point number 4 is innovation in English language teaching. For the next explain, please, next slide, please. The augmented technology. I choose this method to my topic for today. The definition of augmented reality or AR which is the innovation of a computer graphics so that it can provide visualization and animation of a model or design object that combine the virtual world of 2D and 3D into a real world. In this research, I use augmented reality as a media to help students in enhancing English speaking skill. And the purpose of this method gave the opportunity and time to students that improve themselves in learning to get the benefit of education. And then the characteristic of augmented technology is there are 3 characteristics expressed. Technology applied the concept of AR is able to combine the real world and the virtual world. And the second is able to provide information, interactive and real time. And the third, able to display in the form of 3 dimension or 3D. And then augmented technology in teaching and learning is augmented. The implementation of AR itself, if augmented reality method will enhance the learning experience in classroom. So the student interpreted their ideas, then present what they understood from the case during learning activity. In addition, the students were free to express their performance to push the confidence in speaking. This benefit helped them to get better learning experience and scores. With utilization of medium of learning with AR, very helpful in improving the learning process as well as the interest of study in the study, because in AR, head aspect of the entertainment can increase interest in student in learning. And augmented technology in teaching and learning. Augmented reality in education is the use of the latest technology in field trip and classroom, creating a very immersive and different learning opportunity for children. AR in education is digital information integration with the student environment done in real time. It shapes future learning and prepares them for cope with the demands of the future. AR in the classroom introduces a new education approach through an updated methodology and curriculum. With this technology, children can acquire knowledge through experiencing screen touching. And then, please, next slide, please. For this occasion, English language teaching, we can see from my PPT, speaking education 4.0 and method or strategies in teaching English or student ability can make student speaking ability get improved. And then for the conclusion from my presentation today is AR technology can be education futures because it enhance and brings in the benefit for learners, educator, institution, and content publishers. It can enrich and make the learning experience more interesting, fun, and efficient, especially in speaking class. Integrating augmented reality can offer plenty of benefits, especially among students, like motivating them to learning. And it can also introduce new learning methods and transfer classroom with added interactivity. It can also support students and make them retain information better. Okay, thank you. That's all for my presentation today. I give it back to moderator.
Okay, thank you for your presentation. And for the next is Hidayatil Alia. To Alia, please present your paper. Time is yours.
Okay, thank you, moderator. Please, Bang Wahyu, my PPT.
I'm sorry, give me a second time to show the screen.
Okay. Excuse me, sir, and all of the participants of this webinar. Thanks for the change for me. I will present my presentation about the use of loudspeaker in teaching strategy to improve listening skills. Okay, listening skill in English language is the one of skills that should be mastered because it has a very important role as the basic of other skills. And in 4.0 Industrial Revolution era, technology has become an important part of our life because it highlights and gives a clear view of how the world works today and how to survive in today's new and exciting society, especially in a school where most young and adult students, especially students, know about technology more of use. That is why technology is widely used to integrate it into the education system. And technology can provide reliable and easy access to information, especially when you're looking for information that we simply don't understand. In addition, it allows students to work more easily. In addition, students can take quizzes and tests more efficiently, and teachers can conduct online classes that can be very effective. Today's students live in the digital age. The improvement of the study bathroom is directly related to the daily needs and current living habits of the students. And technology have made students much more productive than they were. And the next is about listening skill. Listening skill in English language teaching have many problems, maybe from the teacher side or the student side. When students listen to English language, they face a lot of listening difficulties. Students' critical difficulties in listening comprehension because universities and schools pay more attention to writing, reading, and vocabulary. And in this material, the researchers refuse the term listening comprehension, and listening comprehension strategies and listening difficulties. Okay, and the next is about next slide, please. Okay, my materials, the next is about explanation of the use of loudspeaker specifically. One definition. Clearly, the speaker and listener are the two most important keys because without them, there would be no exchange of communication. But the speaker is arguably the most important case, as he or she is responsible for conveying a clear message that is understood by the listener. And the speakers are used to generate sound by connecting to a computer, and he is one of the most common output devices. The main purpose of the speaker is to provide audio output to the listener. There are many speakers with different speaker phones that can provide analog or digital audio input to speakers. The next is how to use loudspeaker in listening comprehension. The speaker can solve the problem in listening and pronunciation problem because active listening focuses on transparency and honesty. It becomes natural to identify issues others are facing. Remember, when we are actively listening, it can be easy to see problems, but the primary goal is empathy and understanding. And the next is the importance of loudspeaker in problem of listening. The strength and benefit of the speaker in listening comprehensive are the first, the speaker can help us in listening to sound and music. The next, the speaker can easily be connected to the computer system and it plays sounds when watching movies or listening to songs or even playing video games. And the next makes learning more interactive presentation. And the last, the speaker can help to make the pronunciation that pronounced by native be more clearly. Next, the next, please. Okay, some ways in which the descriptive method can be applied to the teaching listening skills. The first is assessing learners' listening comprehension, and the second, conducting observations. Number third, gathering learner feedback, and fourth, analyzing learners' error, and the last, using technology-based tools. Next, please. Okay, for my conclusion, the conclusion from my material today is information and communication technology media, particularly audio and video resources, play a significant role in addressing the challenges associated with listening skills in English language teaching. Okay, that's all from me. I give back to moderator. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Alia, for your presentation. And for the last presenter for first session is Adria Jihan Fadila.
Ada dua sesi.
Jihan is
Okay.
please welcome. Time is yours.
Okay, thank you for the moderator and the lecturer for giving me the opportunity. I would like to explain my presentation. It's about improving speaking skills through digital flashcard strategy. Okay, the Industrial Revolution 4.0 is an industry that combines automation, technology, and data exchange in manufacturing technology. The Industrial Revolution 4.0, or also commonly known as cyber physical system, itself is a phenomenon where collaboration between cyber technology and automation technology occurs. With this revolution itself brings many changes in various sectors, especially in education. In the 4.0 era, English is becoming increasingly important as a global communication tool, enabling humans to work together effectively and access a wider range of resources and information. The presence of the 4.0 industrial revolutions made a major contribution to Indonesian education. One of them is the existence of technology-based learning innovation that make it easier for students to learn without knowing space, time, and place. In the future, communication skills are one of the keys to success in life and survive in the Industrial Revolution era 4.0 and the disruption era. Okay, the next is discussion. The next slide, please. Teaching strategies play a crucial role in solving problems related to speaking and vocabulary development. Here's how they can address these issues. The first is interactive and communicative approach. This strategy focuses on creating an immersive language environment where students actively engage in speaking activities. It encourages meaningful interactions such as role plays, discussions, and group projects. By providing ample opportunities for speaking, students practice expressing themselves, develop fluency, and expand their vocabulary naturally. And the last is vocabulary building activities. Teaching strategies often include various vocabulary building exercises that expose students to new words and phrases. These activities may involve word games, vocabulary journals, flashcard, and word association exercises. By consistently practicing and using new vocabulary, students can expand their word bank and improve their speaking skills. And managing digital flashcard in a classroom can be an effective way to engage students and help them review and remember important information. Here's a step-by-step procedure for managing digital flashcard in a classroom setting. The first is choose a digital flashcard platform. There are several online platforms and mobile apps available that allow you to create and manage digital flashcard. Some popular options include Quizlet, Anki, and StudyBlue. Research different platforms and choose the one that best suits your needs. And the second is create flashcard decks. Once you have selected a platform, create flashcard decks for each subject and topic you want to cover. Divide the flashcard into relevant categories to make it easier for students to navigate and review specific concepts. And the third is add flashcard content, and enter the information you want to include on each flashcard. This could be key terms, definition, formulas, historical events, vocabulary words, or any other relevant information. Make sure the content is concise and easy to understand. And the last is customized flashcard. Some platforms allow you to customize the appearance of flashcard. Consider adding relevant images, color coding, or formatting to enhance visual appeal and aid in memory retention. Okay, the next is data analysis. The purpose of digital flashcard is to provide a convenient and effective tool for improving students' speaking skills. Digital flashcards are the digitalized versions of traditional paper-based flashcards that can be accessed and used on electronic devices such as computers, tablets, or smartphones. They typically consist of a question or prompt on one side and the corresponding answer or information on the other side. And the last is conclusion. Conclusion, the relation between teaching strategies and speaking and vocabulary development is crucial in language education. Effective teaching strategies can significantly impact students' ability to develop their speaking skills and expand their vocabulary. A communicative approach, this teaching strategy emphasizes meaningful communication and encourages students to actively participate in conversations. It provides opportunities for students to engage in real-life situations, express their thoughts, and practice their speaking skills. Through interactive activities, role plays, and discussions, students can enhance their vocabulary by using words in context. Vocabulary expansion techniques, various teaching strategy can be employed to enhance vocabulary development. This include explicit vocabulary instruction, word games, word association exercises, and contextual learning. These strategies help students understand the meaning of words, make connection between words and concept, and apply new vocabulary in spoken language. Contextualized learning, teaching vocabulary and speaking skills in context is crucial for effective language acquisition by presenting vocabulary in meaningful contexts, such as through authentic text, dialogues, or real-world scenarios. Students can grasp word usage and pronunciation more easily. Contextualized learning also facilitates the integration of new vocabulary into student speaking repertoire. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you to Jihan for the presentation. Okay, now we'll move to question and answer session for session 1. If you want to ask a question, please raise your hand and say your name. And you can drop your question on the chat below. Okay, Hidayatil Alia, do you want to ask a question?
Okay, thank you, moderator. I want to ask a question to Miss Restianingsih. But I'm sorry before because I cannot on came because there is some problems for my connection. Okay, my question is based on your presentation about augmented technology. So my question is, you choose augmented technology as an innovation in English language teaching. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, is there any question for another presenter? Okay, Nabila Putri.
Okay. Thank you for having me. I have a question for Adria Jihan. The question is about digital flashcard strategy that have explained it before. Is there any challenges associated with using digital flashcard in teaching speaking? Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the question. And the next is Sarkia.
Thank you, moderator. I want to ask to Miss Hidayatil Alia. What is the importance of learning and pronunciation listening? Thank you very much.
Okay, for the next is Mutia Khairunisa.
Okay, thank you, moderator. I will ask the question for Diskalativa. How does play word games improve vocabulary skills? Maybe that's all. Back to the moderator.
Okay, thank you. Maybe we have one chance to have a question. Is there anyone want to ask about the presentation? Okay, for reminder, don't forget to write your question on the chat room so everyone can see your question. Okay. There is any question? Okay, maybe no. So we'll move to answer the question. The first question is from Mutia Khairunisa. How does play word games improve vocabulary skills? It's for Diska Latifa. Diska, can you answer the question?
Yes. Okay, I will answer the question for Mutia Khairunisa. The question is, how does play word games improve vocabulary skills? Word games really can improve vocabulary. This is because more word games use semantic and or phonological skills, which are the exact some skill that we need for learning words. Simple, fun will play with the sound for words and require the listener and reflect on word meanings and make important connection between words. So we'll having fun, we are also developing a deeper understanding of vocabulary. Maybe that's all my question. Can you get the point, Tia Khairunisa?
Okay, thank you, Diska Latifa.
Okay, thank you for the answer, Diska. And the next is the question from Nadine. The question is there any challenges associated with using digital flashcard in teaching speaking? This question is for Edra Jihan. Jihan, can you answer the question?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Any challenges? There are two challenges associated with using digital flashcard in teaching speaking. The first is limited situational context. Speaking involves an understanding of situational context such as facial expressions, body movements, and voice intonation. Digital flashcards are usually limited to text and images, so they are less able to provide a more complete situational context. And the last is limited feedback. Use of digital flashcard may not provide immediate or in-depth feedback. Good feedback is very important in learning speaking to improve pronunciation, intonation, and overall speaking ability. Okay, thank you. Moderator.
Okay, thank you, Jihan. Do you get the point, Nabila? Nabila?
Yes, sure. Thank you, Adria Jihan.
You're welcome.
Okay, for the next question is from Hidayatil Alia. The question is, why you choose AR as innovation in ELT? The question is for Restia Ningsi. Restia, can you answer the question?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
The reason why I choose AR or augmented reality in my for English language teaching is because the presence of 4.0 industrial, one of them is the existence of technology-based learning, innovation that make it easy for students to learn without knowing space, time, and place. So augmented reality which is the innovation of a computer visualization and animation that combine the virtual reality with the real world. The AR is a media to help students in enhancing English speaking skill. That's why I choose the AR. That's my answer. I give it back to the moderator.
Okay, thank you, Rastia. Do you get the point, Alia? Okay, for the next question is from Sarkia. Where is your question, Sarkia?
I have sent it in chat.
But I cannot still see it.
Okay, I can send it again.
For whom is your question?
Sorry, moderator, have you seen it?
I cannot still see it, but you can ask again.
Okay, I want to ask to Miss Hidayatil Alia, what is the importance of learning and pronunciation listening?
Okay, that is the question. Alia, can you answer the question?
Okay, thank you, moderator. I'll try to answer Saskia's question. That is, what's importance of learning and pronunciation listening? The importance of learning and pronunciation listening not only depends your understanding and improve your communication style, but also makes the experience of talking to others more enjoyable. Listening helps pronunciation, and listening to the native speakers pronounce words and improve your own pronunciation. For example, a common mistake that learners make is stressing the wrong syllables or word in sentence. Pronunciation includes linguistic feature, like vocabulary and grammar, and skills like speaking and listening, and the importance of pronunciation in communication words. I think that's all from me. I give back to moderator.
Okay, thank you for your answer. Do you get the point, Sarkia?
Yes, of course. Thank you for Miss Hidayatil Alia and moderator.
Okay, thank you. And this is the last question from session 1. So for the session 2, I will turn it to the next moderator, to Fani Wahyutullah. I'll turn it to you.
Okay, thank you, Dini Sevina. In the session 2, will be presented by first speaker. The first speaker is the Mutia Khairunisa. Mutia Khairunisa, time is yours.
Okay, thank you to moderator. So today I will explain about the effectiveness of using games to improve reading and vocabulary in English learning teaching. The next slide. Okay, first, teaching method in writing and vocabulary is important in this era. Teachers must be creative and innovative in their tasks to teach their students. They have to think hard to find method and media appropriate to students. Teaching method in writing and vocabulary is important in this era. And the second, in Indonesia, such effect of globalization emerge in various aspects of people life. The process of globalization in education with a particular focus on English language teaching in Indonesia. First, it discussed the status of English language in the world, and then proceed to how English plays its position in Indonesian context within diverse linguistics background. In the teaching writing and vocabulary, the teacher has an important role. The most important thing to be considered is the way of teaching the words so that the student will find it interesting. To achieve this purpose, a teacher must take advantages the use of language game. In the teaching, writing, and vocabulary, games provide language practice in the various skills, especially in writing and vocabulary. The students are motivating and challenging in learning writing and vocabulary. So, a game should be considered as the core of foreign language teaching. Games are not just time-filling activity, but have a great educational value. Game should be central, not peripheral, to the foreign language teaching program. So the teacher should be serious to prepare the game for students to study because a game is important. The last is there are many advantages of using game in teaching activity. The first, game can lower anxiety, thus making the acquisition of input more likely. They are used to add diversion of the regular class activities, break the ice, but also they are used to introduce new ideas. Game can be useful to active the classroom atmosphere. The fact identifies the use of word search game is effective, and then the teachers take advantages of the simple teaching media. Games enable learners to acquire a new experience, and then the students feel delighted to participate in the studying activity. Maybe that's all for me. Thank you, and back to the moderator.
Will you unmute your microphone?
Okay, I'm sorry. Thank you from the Mutia Khairunisa for your presentation. And the next speaker will be presented by Ms. Kaulandari. Ms. Kaulandari, time is yours.
Okay, thank you, moderator, for the time. Okay, today I will do presentation about the use of role play strategy to build self-confidence to improve speaking skill. Okay, I'm sorry, I can't see my PPT. Oh, okay,
Sorry, can you see it?
No, not yet. Yeah. Can you zoom it? Okay, maybe something wrong with my PPT. I will continue my presentation. I will explain 6 points in my presentation today. The first is about the Industrial Revolution 4.0. The Industrial Revolution 4.0 is an industry that combines automotive technology and data exchange in manufacturing technology. With this revolution itself brings many changes in various sectors, especially in education. In the 4.0 era, English is becoming increasingly important as a global communication tool, enabling humans to work together effectively and access a wider range of research and information. So, speaking skill is one of the key to success in life and survive in the Industrial Revolution era 4.0. The next point is speaking skill. Speaking skill is a skill that must be mastered by students when they learn English. Because speaking is a productive skill, it cannot be denied that active speaking in class play an important role in the success of language learning. And the dictionary said that communication is the transmission of a message or information using language. The next point, pronunciation. Pronunciation is more than listen and repeat. Pronunciation includes furnitures of language such as vocabulary, grammar, and speaking, and also listening. The next is the relationship between speaking and pronunciation. Speaking and pronunciation are intimately connected in the process of language communication. Pronunciation affects the clarity and comprehensibility of speech, while speaking practice contributes to the improvement of pronunciation skills. Both elements are essential for effective language learning and effective communication. And the next, the purpose of studying speaking and pronunciation skill. The purpose of studying speaking and pronunciation is to enhance communication skill, improve language fluency, promote cultural understanding, and facilitate personal and professional success. The next point is about the problem in English speaking skill. From the observation result, the research found that most of the students experience problem in self-confidence when speaking skill. Rashmanto 2018 claimed that self-confidence affects student speaking skill. Confidence is an important part of speaking skill. In fact, self-confidence plays an important role in all aspects of life, especially in terms of speaking. Confidence is one of the success factors in students learn or speak English. Confidence is trusting one's abilities, and self-assessment is carrying out tasks and choosing an effective approach. This includes confidence in their ability to deal with increasingly challenging environments and confidence in his decision or opinions. Students who have high self-confidence will speak or communicate in any situation, whether in the classroom or outside of class. One indicator of a person has self-confidence is the readiness of a person to carry out activities. But many teachers just teach without thinking about student success. This is what case there are some students who lack confidence to talk to others. They rarely speak English. They may be afraid to ask questions and share opinions. When the teacher asks them to express their opinion about something, they still answer questions in Indonesian. When they speak in front of the class, they will be nervous because they think and worry that their appraise will be laughed by at their friends and make mistakes in front of the class. With respect to possible solution to overcome the lack of confidence of students, therefore, the main objective of this research is to find innovation to solve this problem. And yeah, the innovation to solve these problems, namely role play. Role play refers to a technique or activity where individuals assume specific roles and act out scenario or situation to simulate real-life experiences. It involves practice taking the version of a character or role and interacting with others within a predetermined context. And there are some benefits of role play. The first is skill development. Role play allows participants to practice and improve various skills, such as communication, critical thinking, empathy, teamwork, leadership, and conflict resolution. The next benefit is role play provides a safe space to explore different participate, try out new behaviors, and learn from success and failures. The next is emotional and social development. Role play encourage emotional expression, empathy, and understanding of others. Number 4, realistic simulation. Role play provides a realistic simulation of situation, allowing practice to develop strategy, problem solve, and make decisions in controlled environment. And the last benefit is increased engagement. Role plays make learning interactive and memorable. It encourages participants to be effective in the work. So the conclusion is role play provide interactive, supportive, and can make a self-confidence increasing. The next is how to implementation this strategy. The first is a teacher should choose relevant scenario. The first teacher should select scenarios that are relevant to the student interests and learning objectives. The second is provide background information. Give some information about the scenario before you give it to your student. The next, makes rule and set expectation. You make some rules to your student. So this can help students focus on the specific skill they need to practice. The next is practice and preparation. Give students time to prepare for their roles so they can practice it with good preparation. And the last is gradual progression. To make a self-confidence increasingly, you should do it consistently. Okay, I think that's all for me, and I will try to make a conclude from my presentation. Confidence has an important role in developing speaking skill. Therefore, the research is trying to find some learning strategy that can help build self-confidence, and the strategy that the research find is role play. Okay, I think that's all from me. I'll give back to moderator.
Okay, thank you, Diska Wulandari, for your presentation. And I'm sorry for my mistake because my connection not so good. Okay, the next presentation will be presented by Ridia Joan Afriani. Time is yours.
Oke, Jihan matiin laptop kamu. Jihan. I'm sorry. Tes. Itu masih ada suaranya. Tes. Mantul, Jihan.
Turn down the volume. Make it the volume minimum.
Oke. Thank you, moderator and our lecturer for the opportunity. Okay, guys, I would like to explain my material. The topic is about audiobooks as a strategy to enhance English reading proficiency. The first slide, introduction. An audiobook is a record version of a book or novel that is read aloud and recorded for people to listen to rather than read with their eyes. Audiobooks are an alternative way to experience written works, allowing individuals to enjoy books through audio narration. The next slide is discussion. There are 5 tables of contents in discussion. The first is the relation between audiobooks and English reading proficiency. Audiobooks can be an effective strategy to enhance English reading proficiency in English learning teaching. Here's an experience of the relationship between audiobooks and English reading proficiency adjustment. 1. Vocabulary expansion. Audiobooks expose students to a wide range of vocabulary in context. When students listen to audiobooks, they encounter new words and phrases used in authentic situations. 2. Reading fluency. Audiobooks can contribute to improving reading fluency. As students listen to the narration while following along with the printed text, they can observe the pace, phrasing, and expression of the speakers. The second point is the important thing of audiobooks. Audiobooks play a significant role in improving reading skills. Here are some key reasons why they are important in reading proficiency. 1. Access to authentic language. Audiobooks provide students with access to authentic spoken English. By listening to skilled narrators who are often native speakers, students can immerse themselves in natural language pattern, intonation, and pronunciation. 2. Vocabulary development. Audiobooks expose students to a rich variety of vocabulary in context. Through repeat exposure to new words and phrases in meaningful context. And the third point is the purpose of audiobooks. The purpose of audiobooks is to provide an alternative format for enjoying books and other literary work. There are several key purposes. The first is accessibility. Audiobooks make literature accessible to individuals with visual impairments or print disabilities. The second is language learning. Audiobooks can be a valuable tool for language learners. They provide authentic spoken language, helping learners improve listening comprehension, pronunciation, and overall language skills. The fourth point is the utilization of audiobooks as an innovation in ELT of learning strategy. The utilization of audiobooks as an innovation in English language teaching refers to the incorporation of audiobooks into language learning and teaching practices. Here's an explanation of how audiobooks can be used innovatively in ELT. First, listening comprehension. Audiobooks provide students with the opportunity to listen to authentic English spoken by native speakers. The second is reading comprehension. Audiobooks can be used in conjunction with printed text to improve reading comprehension. Students can follow along with the audiobook while reading the corresponding text, which helps comprehension and overall readings. And the fifth point is the importance of the utilization of audiobooks. The first is vocabulary expansion. Audiobooks expose learners to a wide range of vocabulary in context by hearing words in meaningful sentences and narrative. Learners can be enhance their vocabulary acquisition, understand word usage, and develop a more nuanced understanding of word meaning and collections. And the second is accessibility learning material. Audiobooks cater to deserve learning needs and abilities. They offer accessibility to individuals with visual impairments or reading difficulties, allowing them to access and enjoy literary content independently. Okay, next slide. The next slide is data analysis. There are two kinds of data analysis. The first is the experimental method typically involves the following steps. The first step is hypothesis formulations. Researchers develop a hypothesis that states the expected relationship between the use of audiobooks and reading skills. For example, the hypothesis might purpose the student who listen to audiobooks alongside reading text will demonstrate improved reading comprehension compared to those who solely read the text. The second method is experimental design. Researchers design a control experiment where participants are randomly assigned to different groups. And the third is data collection. Researchers collect data on participants' reading skills before and after the intervention. This can include measures such as reading comprehension assessments, vocabulary tests, or reading speed measurements. And the last is intervention implementation. The experimental group receive access to the audiobooks and follow a specific protocol for using them in conjunction with reading. The second kind is to apply the experimental method in studying the effectiveness of audiobooks. Researchers can follow these steps. First steps is random assignment. Randomly assign participants to two or more groups. One group will be the experimental group, which will use audiobooks as a part of their reading instruction, while the other groups will serve as control group, receiving a different type of instruction or no intervention. And the second step is pretest. Administer a pretest to measure the participation baseline reading skills. This can include assessment of reading comprehension, vocabulary, friendly, or other relevant measures. The third step is intervention. Provide the experimental group with access to audiobooks and guide them in using them as a part of their reading practice. The control groups will follow a different instruction or have no intervention during this period. And the last, discussion and implications. Discuss the implication of the findings in the context of language teaching and learning. Explore potential reasons behind the results and provide recommendations for the integration of audiobooks in instructional practices. Okay, the last slide is conclusion. In conclusion, audiobooks have emerged as a valuable tool for improving reading skills in English language teaching. By integrating listening and reading, audiobooks provide learners with a comprehensive language learning experience. The interplay between listening and reading skill is supported by theoretical foundations, demonstration how these skills mutually reinforce each other. Empirical evidence suggests that incorporating audiobooks into ELT can have significant benefit. Audiobooks enhance reading comprehension by providing audio narration synchronized with the text, aiding learners in the understanding and interpreting written material. Additionally, audiobooks contribute to vocabulary acquisitions as learners can hear proper pronunciation and contextual usage of words while reading. Pronunciation skills can also be improved through exposure to audio narration in audiobooks. Moreover, audiobooks can be integrated into both classroom instruction and independent learning, providing flexibility in their implementation. While the potential benefits of audiobooks are significant, it is essential to consider certain limitations and challenges. Technological considerations, such as to operate device and reliable audio researches, may affect implementation. And learner variability, including individual preference and abilities, should be taken into account when selecting audiobooks. Okay, I think that's all from me, and I'll give back to moderator. Thank you.
Okay, thank you from John to your presentation. The next speaker will be presented by Zurhatul Naima. Zurhatul Naima, time is yours.
Thank you, moderator, and the audience have given me opportunity to deliver my presentation about the use audio or videos in ELT to improve listening skill. Audio and video resources are valuable tools in English language teaching that provide learners with auditory and visual input to enhance their language acquisition. Audio materials typically consist of recordings of spoken language, such as dialogues, interviews, lectures, or narratives. They can be in the form of audio files, podcasts, or audiobooks. This research offers learners the opportunity to listen to authentic language samples, exposing them to different accent, speech rates, and intonation patterns. Audio materials can be supplemented with interactive features like comprehension questions, transcripts, and subtitles, enabling a learner to engage in active listening and comprehension exercise. On the other hand, video researches include audiovisual content combining visual image with spoken language. They can encompass a wide range of materials, including movies, documentaries, new clips, interviews, and instructional videos. Videos offer learners a rich and dynamic learning experience by presenting language in meaningful context. And the next slide. The use of audio and videos in teaching and learning has become increasingly popular due to the advancements in technology and its ability to enhance educational experience. There are some details about the benefits of using audio and video in the teaching and learning process. 1. Enhanced engagement. Audio and videos capture students' attention and create a dynamic learning environment. 2. Visual representation. Video allows complex concepts to be visually represented, making abstract or difficult topics easier to understand. 3. Real-world context. Audio and video bring real-world context into the classroom. They can showcase authentic scenarios, interviews with experts, or documentary footage, providing students with a deeper understanding of the subject matter and its practical applications. The use of audio and video can be highly effective in solving listening and pronunciation challenges in language learning. Audio and video research offer a range of benefits for improving listening and pronunciation skills. They provide extensive listening practice, serve pronunciation models over visual cues, facilitate repetition and replication, enable self-assessment and feedback, support interactive exercise, grant access to authentic material, and promote self-paced learning. By incorporating audio and video into language learning, learners can enhance their listening comprehension and develop more accurate and fluent pronunciation. Audio and video play a crucial role in solving problems related to listening skills and pronunciation in language learning. There is a detailed explanation and how they address these challenges. The first, authentic listening practice. Audio and video research expose learners to authentic spoken language. They provide real-life example of conversation, speech, interviews, and other forms of communication. Second, varied listening context. Audio and video research over a wide range of listening contexts. The third, pronunciation models. Audio and video research provides learners with pronunciation models from native speakers or proficient speakers of the target language. And the next slide. There is a step-by-step procedure to manage audio or videos in the classroom. The first step, there is preparing the content. Select appropriate audio and video research that align with the learning objectives and the level of the students. Ensure that the content is relevant, engaging, and supports the topic being taught. Review the materials beforehand to confirm their quality, accuracy, and suitability for the classroom. The second step is technical setup. Set up the necessary equipment for audio or video playback. This may include a computer, projector, speakers, and a reliable internet connection. Test the audio and video playback to ensure everything is working correctly. The third step is introduce the material. Begin the class by introduction the audio or video material and provide a brief overview of the content and its relevance to the lesson. Explain any instructions or guidelines for listening comprehension or pronunciation practice. And the last slide is conclusion and recommendation. Information and communication technology media, particularly audio and video research, play a significant role in addressing the challenges associated with listening skill in English language teaching. This media can effectively support and enhance listening instruction in several ways. Firstly, ICT media provide authentic and diverse listening materials, exposing learners to a wide range of accent, speech rates, and real-life contexts. By utilizing audio and video research, teachers can expose learners to native or near-native speakers, allowing them to develop familiarity with different accents and improve their listening comprehension skills. Secondly, ICT media offer a wealth of engaging and interactive listening activities. Through audio and video research, learners can engage in various listening exercises, such as listening for specific information, note-taking, or identifying main ideas. To enhance the effective use of audio or video research in teaching and learning to improve listening skills, several recommendations can be considered for future action. 1. Professional development. provide ongoing professional development opportunities for educators to enhance their knowledge and skill in selecting, designing, and integrating audio or video research into their teaching practice. 2. Research curation. Create a repository of high quality audio and video research specifically designed for listening skill development. 3. Scaffolded approach. Provide a scaffolded approach to using audio and video research. Begin with materials that have slower speech rates, clear enunciation, and simpler vocabulary, gradually progressing to more challenging content. Thank you. That's all from me. I'll back to moderator.
Okay, thank you for the presentation. After that, will be
Maybe there is a connection problem with Wahyu. So I'll take over again as the moderator. And the last presenter is Muhammad Fakhri Ananda. Is Fahri is here? Okay.
You skip it.
Okay, we'll skip for the presenter. And the next we'll move to the question and answer session. Anyone who wanna ask a question, please raise your hand or write down on the chat below. Okay, discuss first.
Okay, I wanna ask some question for Mutia Khairunisa. The question is, what is the advantages of using games in teaching activity? Thank you.
Okay, don't forget to write your question. And for the next is Ahmed Rida. Okay.
Okay, thank you, moderator. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
wabarakatuh.
Okay, first let me introduce myself. My name is Ahmed Rida. I'm one of the English Education Department class of 19, Bung Hatta University, and I'm one of the webinar participant today. And maybe I have a question for one of the speaker today. There is Radia Joanna Feliani, and there is my question. What is one of the significant benefit and contribution of incorporating audiovisual in ELT? Sorry, I mean audiobooks in ELT. Okay, that's all, moderator.
Okay, thank you for the question. And the next is Rastianingsih.
Okay, thank you, moderator. My question is for Diska Wulandari. Diska, what is the reason you choose the innovation? Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the question. And the next is Diska Wulandari.
Okay, thank you, moderator. I have a question to one of the speaker, named Zura. Zura, what makes you choose this innovation? I mean that innovation that you has explained before. Thank you, moderator.
Okay, thank you. Is there any question else? Okay, to remind you, don't forget to write your question in the chat box. Okay, if there is no question anymore, we'll move to the first question. The first question is from Diska Latifa. It's for Mutia Khairunisa. The question is, what is the advantages of using games in teaching activity? Can you answer it now, Mutia?
Okay, I will answer discuss question about what is the advantages of using game in teaching activity. So the first is game can lower anxiety for the students. The second is the students can show that playing games in the classroom can increase overall motivation for the student. The students become more motivated to learn, can pay attention and participate in the class activities. So they can also be great classroom management tools and helping to motivate a class. Maybe that's all for me. Thank you.
Okay, do you get the point, Diska?
Yes, yes, I am. Thank you, Mutia Khairunisa, for the answer.
Okay, we'll move to the next question. The question is from Ahmed Rida. It's for Radia Joan. What is one of the significant benefit and contribution of incorporating audiobooks in ELT? For Joan, can you answer the question now?
Okay, thank you, moderator. I will try to answer Bang Ahmed's questions. The question is, what is one of the significant benefit and contribution of incorporating audiobooks in ELT? The answer is, one of the significant benefit of incorporating audiobooks in ELT is audiobooks can enhance reading comprehension by providing audio narration synchronized with the text, aiding learners in understanding and interpreting written material. Additionally, one of the contributions of incorporating audiobooks in ELT is audiobooks can contribute to vocabulary acquisition as learners can hear proper pronunciation and contextual usage of words while reading. I think that's all from me, and thank you.
Okay, do you get the point, Bang Ahmed?
Okay, I get it. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. And for the next is Restianingsih. The question is for this calendar. What is the reason you chose that innovation as your topic? Can you answer it now?
Yes, thank you, moderator, for the time. I will try to answer this question. The question is why I chose this innovation. I chose this innovation because several reasons. The first is this strategy is easy to apply in English language teaching learning. And this strategy does not require a lot of media. And this strategy can be used at various levels. Start from elementary school, junior high school, and senior high school, and also college students. I think that's all my answer. I'll back to moderator.
Okay, do you get the point, Restia?
Yes, I got the point. Thank you, Ms. Diska.
Yes.
Okay. And then we'll move to the next question. It's from this calendar. The question for Zura to Naima. The question is, what made you choose the innovation that you have already explained to us? Maybe you can answer it now.
Yes, moderator. Thank you, moderator. I will answer the discussed question. I chose this innovation because it's easy to apply and helpful in improving listening skill. And audio and video materials provide learners with real-life, authentic language samples, including natural speech patterns like accents and intonations. And also, it often comes with visual and contextual cues, such as body language, facial expressions, gestures, and visual context. And these cues support comprehension and provide additional context to aid learners in understanding the spoken language. I think that's all my answer.
Okay, thank you for the answer. Do you get the point, Iska?
Yes, thank you, Vira.
Okay, maybe this is the end of our session today. And so to conclude, these several notable trends have emerged in English language teaching that have been widely applied in recent years. These trends reflect the changing needs and preferences of language learners, as well as advancement in technology and pedagogical approaches. Okay, maybe that's all. I would like to say thank you to our lecturer, Mr. Azaniel, and don't forget to the audience. I'd like to say thank you to joining this webinar, and maybe I'm sorry if I got a mistake in moderate this session, and I'll turn it again to Mr. Azaniel. Maybe that's all for me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, thank you for both of you, Dini, Sapina, the moderator, and also Wahyu, the moderator today, and everybody who has presented your innovations. Even though what you are proposing or you are talking about is still at the beginning, but I think there is a very good step for you to start with your idea for English language teaching innovation. Okay, there's something that I need to conclude or maybe to tell you about what we have been so far talking about in connection with the issue of innovation. I think you can see my slide. Okay, can you see that? Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, when we are talking about English language teaching and learning, we are talking about the purpose, the objective. Okay. When we look at the top here, there are some skill or competence that students must achieve. When we are talking about English language teaching, there is English skill or English competence. Okay. Communicative competence, English language skill, or communicative competence. Okay, when we are talking about English skill or English communicative competence, it's cover four skills, four integrated skills. There is listening, speaking, reading, and writing. And linguistically, we will understand that there are some other components supporting the listening, speaking, reading, and writing skills. That is, for example, vocabulary. Another one is grammar or sentence structures. Another one is pronunciation. Or when we are writing, so style in writing, different types of text or gender, and also many things which support the skills as well as English communicative competence. So as you understand, the students learning English in school, they are not only having the skill, but also they have some kind of knowledge. Knowledge is very important because within the language, there is a message, okay? There is a message to deliver, okay? And this is very important as the content of the learning itself. Another side, beside the students having the English proficiency or English communicative competence or English language skills, they also have a character or attitude. So this is a very important element. So these three components are goals of education, goals of teaching and learning process. And we understand that these three components get some problems, okay? There are so many problems that we can identify in terms of skill, English language skill, listening, speaking, reading, writing, or English communicative competence. Or we got a problem in understanding the content, okay, the body of knowledge, which then relate to our intellectual capacity. Or maybe we got a problem in understanding or in having attitude as well as the characters. Now, the role of education is how to make this better. Better attitude, better skill, better communicative competence, better knowledge and intellectual capacity. That's very important. And in order to achieve these goals, then innovation are needed. Okay, innovation are needed. Maybe the innovation in relations to the education system, the training and the education system, such as the curriculum, or materials, teaching method, teaching strategies, teaching approach, or the use of media or other learning resources, the classroom interaction as well as classroom management, evaluation system or assessment system. This is one side of the training and education system we need to innovate. Then by having the innovation, we need to do some kind of research, okay, identifying the problem and then propose your idea. And I'm very happy today that you are trying to propose your idea from different perspective in order to achieve the three goals of education, skill or competence, knowledge, as well as attitude. Okay, this most of the issue that you are talking about in connection with the trends in English language teaching and learning. Talking about trends, we are talking about the issues, we are talking about the innovation. Okay, this is something that we are thinking of the innovation. So I think in the future you are doing research. This is one step for your research. You are doing the research. Maybe you need to review and also see again and enrich your understanding with some references or literature. Will help you develop your better understanding. This is one side of innovation that you can do from training and education perspective. Another side you can also do in your innovation, as this issue, trends in English language teaching, is from the human resource, from the teacher side. Many things that we need to identify in teacher's side as well as the innovation to do that. So this will also need research. And of course, this also needs some kind of the policy to develop teachers. We need to see how the teachers' academic background, for example, professional background, social background, and also some kind of achievement and rewards, we then promote the effort to guide students in the teaching learning process to achieve these goals. Another side, the leg, okay, here down here as the leg is supporting facilities. So this also needs some innovation. You need to look at this very detailed, very closely, how to improve these supporting facilities. What kind of innovation you are going to propose in order to support the teaching in terms of the facility to support the teaching and learning process. So you can also study the library system, the laboratory, the availability, or the completeness of the classroom atmosphere. They're also very important. The internet access, other facilities, that's are very important to look at. And this might have problems here in supporting the education goal. Another side that you need to pay attention also in the innovation is the management system, the institution, the school management system, okay, or maybe the regulation system, or maybe the extracurricular system and activities in school, which might helps or support the teaching and learning process in school. So these are very important, I think, in order to better understand the trends in English language teaching, which then lead us to some innovation for English language teaching. I'm very happy for your presentation today, that you try at least you one step ahead to talk about what to innovate, what issue you bring, also the issues as well as the problem, and then you also think of some kind of innovation, how to overcome the problem. So that is the very essential part of your subject, that is strengths in English language teaching. That I believe if you study this, your paper, your topic very seriously, I believe that you can make it into your research in the future. And I believe that you can complete your study as soon as possible. I thank you very much for those students asking questions, which then help the presenter deepen their understanding and knowledge about the issue they're talking about. I think you, as the presenter, you need to review again what you have been talking about, and then revise your paper here and there if necessary, because you are close to the end of the semester and you have to submit your work before the end of the semester, before you sit for the examination. I think it is one step ahead for you to complete your study in this semester. Good luck, and I also congratulate you for your success. I believe that the fourth semester students are still new, but I'm happy that you prepare something better. And of course, it is very important to thank Dini, who managed and lead this discussion, and also Wahyu that make this traffic of interactions better. Okay, everybody, thank you very much for attending the session. And please don't forget to screenshot your Zoom screen to recognize your attendance, as well as don't forget to sign to the form to recognize your attendance for today's session. Good luck. Happy Eid Mubarak. Thank you very much for your session today. I'm very happy you can see and also review your presentation in YouTube channel, and then you can make better presentation in the future. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye bye.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, good luck. Enjoy your days.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Nice
Yes,
day,
sir.
sir.